Hello, one and all, and welcome to another episode of Not Between Sisters, because today it is between family. Today I got my sisters and brother with me. I am Chaya, and I am here with Kisha. Next in, with the black strip tie rip run neck V ensemble, Shanah Dawn.
All of that, though.
Yeah.
We all the same backwards.
Oh, that's what it said? I couldn't see.
Yes.
Okay. Next then we got Easy E. Straight off of her Good Morning America appearance. You know. And last but not least, we got the Jamaican Dominican Poppy himself, Noey. So, before we get into today's episode, I just want to make a statement before we begin and say that this episode may be triggering for many because we are going to be touching on some topics that are deep and are hurtful and they are painful. So just to let you know, prepare yourself and brace yourself for the topics of this conversation. So unfortunately, don't want to give this brother no publicity because clearly he deserves none. But this is something that has impacted our community like I've never seen. And I honestly believe that Kanye West, is he's reaching for something. I do believe that he's misunderstood, but at this point he needs to be muted on all platforms that have to do with Black media, period.
Well, a couple nights ago, me and hubby were watching the news and the whole thing with Kanye West popped up. And my husband said, don't sleep on Kanye. He's doing something. There's got to be something behind his method of madness. There's something to it. So sure enough, on the news this morning, it came out that he is purchasing a social media platform called Parler.
Yes.
And it has something to do with a social networking service associated with conservatives.
Owned by
It's a
Candace
conservative
Owens'
husband.
Okay.
It's a conservative social media platform like a Facebook or Twitter, but it's for the far right.
Conservatives, correct.
Okay. So now, obviously, that's not for us. It's not FUBU. It's for them. And, you know, he had a shucking job to make sure that he can get that part. So putting on the White Lives Matter shirt and, you know, doing all the shenanigans that he's been doing and talking about George Floyd really didn't have a knee on his neck. You know, Kanye had to make sure that, you know, they had to make sure that he fit the part of being part of Parler. So I have one thing with Kanye, he's not stupid. And even though he has some mental issues, a lot of people who have mental issues, they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy know what crazy don't. And I apologize. Having mental issues doesn't mean you're crazy. So I please, you know, take that. Don't think I'm calling you crazy because I've suffered from depression for years and I know I'm not crazy. But one thing I feel like Kanye knows when to turn that switch on and off. And he has total control of that. And I agree with you. When it comes down to Black people, we need to turn that switch off on him.
Yeah.
So I saw the first clip done from Drink Champs where he spoke about George Floyd, and I was livid. I was emotional. I didn't understand like why. Like I was triggered. And I think back to March of 2020. The world stopped and we were all home alone with our thoughts because that was all we had to do. Like we couldn't do nothing else because things was stuff was closed down. So fast forward to the end of May, we see this clip of this cop's knee on this man's neck, and they played it over and over and over again, which that image is now stuck in everyone's mind. We watched the trial, we watched protests. So the murder of George Floyd hits home for a lot of Black people. So for Kanye to say that in Candace Owens' documentary that he didn't die from a knee on his neck when the courts, the judge, the medical examiner, the experts all said he died from a knee on his neck. But no, the Candace Owens said he died from fentanyl. And it's been her mission since that video to tear down George Floyd. And I think
But
that
don't forget that she released the
documentary
on George
his
Floyd's birthday, which was
disrespectful. So I ended up watching 2 hours of Drink Champs because I said before I get like upset, I need to see the whole thing. And he talked about a whole bunch of stuff. He said he's the richest man, so of course, and he's Black, so he's got a target on his back. So the first part, so in like the first five minutes or so was the George Floyd statement. But that was the thing that they took and they kept showing. So, you know, now poor Noey's on the apology tour. And I just think that was something they didn't need. Mm-hmm. Because they're already a successful podcast, I just didn't think it was necessary.
Yeah. And I think that what gets me is like, because of the fact that Kanye is such a genius when it comes to music and when it comes to, you know, fashion and everything. And then when you hear,
I don't know about fashion, but
I'm not really I don't like his fashion. I don't like his fashion, but I'm just saying in general that he's big. Everybody got Yeezys on.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no. I get it.
I'm like, he's this big icon or whatever. I do not own one pair of Yeezy nothing. Like, I'm not a fan of his. Like, I don't want to sit there and look like a cloud standing at the doorway. Like, he does stuff like that, and I can't. I not look. Oh, sorry, Noey. Sorry, Noey. I'm just saying it's not.
Every Black person can nail a damn Kanye the Yeezys back.
Like, I do not. But I love his music. Like, I love him as an artist, a producer, everything. So it's like so unfortunate, especially being heavy in the industry. It's like so unfortunate that it's just like, why, like, how insensitive can you be? Like, this triggered so much rage, so much emotion. We're still going, and for the fact that we know White Lives Matter. We know that.
It's always mattered.
It's always mattered.
You were taught that in elementary school. You were taught that in middle school and high school.
You had Egyptians standing there with blue eyes. And like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, come on, like you're just digging yourself in the bigger and deeper hole. It's like when you just, you know, when somebody's talking, you just like, won't you just shut up already and go sit down somewhere? Like,
he said God called him in this interview. He said God called him to bring us all together. But the last time I checked, the Bible said, "He that winneth souls is wise." And it does not say ain't wise, boo boo.
Sure. God does not create confusion.
I think what they need to do, and you know, Kai and I have joked about this on several shows, but I think they need to really take into consideration the same way transgenders have been allowed to change their sex or put themselves in another category. I really feel like people should be able to do that with their culture and their race, because Kanye West
transracial.
Transracial. Candace and Kanye clearly don't want to be black people anymore, and we would gladly give them over to them. Like, just go. We'll sign the paperwork. We'll sign it on your birth certificate. You are not no more African American. So really, like we need to really come up with a plan so that a lot of people, you know, there are a lot of white people itching to be black too.
Yeah, there's a few that we'll take.
We'll take Justin, Robin Thicke, Justin, Paul Walker. We'll take all those others over. Jim Carrey. We'll take them. We'll take Ellen. We'll take Ellen.
Go ahead, Kanye. Go ahead, Candace. Don't even pack nothing. Don't pack shit. Don't even pack nothing. Don't pack no cocoa butter. Don't pack shit.
No shea butter. No
oil sheen, no hair moisturizer, nothing. Just go.
Wait. He said we didn't stand with him when the Kardashians kidnapped his kids.
Wait, hold on.
This is what he said in Drink Champs. This is what he said.
He did say that.
He said in the video. This is why I watched it. Because I just couldn't get past George Floyd part. But
just to let you know, Drink Champs and Revolt has pulled the interview from YouTube and from Revolt, and it is no longer going to be aired. So they have pulled it.
I don't think it was necessary.
No, I think that it was.
Okay.
I think that it was.
The more people see him for an asshole, the better for his, you know. People need to see who he really is.
There was no reason to do that.
It was removed from YouTube and Revolt.
Made no sense. Like 1 million people already saw
it. Yeah, I know. It was like
and it's still all over Instagram.
Right. Yeah,
and Twitter and Facebook.
That if they would have just taken out that clip, it wouldn't have made the stink it did.
No, I think it still would have been a big deal. So, well, I got a lot to say on this. So anybody else want to go before me?
No, go ahead.
All right. So
I'm loading my clip.
Logically speaking, like, I'm done with the whole Kanye West thing, but he spent his entire Drink Champs episode talking about George Floyd and Jewish people and Kim Kardashian, which to me logically just didn't really make sense. And then he started talking about music and all this other stuff, and I just can't really figure out where he's going with it because the nigga's back.
White lives matter. My baby mama's white. her life matters. And I'm just like,
and it just doesn't make, what he's saying makes no sense. Just as an example, this nigga was talking about how, oh, you know, rap music and drugs and what it personifies and what it portrays to people, this, that, and the third, then turned around talking about Future was the greatest rapper, and now he wants to work with Future and Future. Don't nobody talk about popping mollies and drugging women more than Future. So I don't understand that.
It was random. It was real random.
And then this nigga sitting up there talking about, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm living that rich nigga life, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just doing rich shit all day, yeah. And it's just like, yo, whose man's is this? That's how I felt watching. Because it just didn't make sense.
It's the dude say.
Like,
That's
it just
all he kept saying.
made no sense. This dude's like, the Jews and the Jews and the Jews, and I'm jealous of the Jews. Yo, all he had to simply say was, look, Jewish people have found a way to connect and unify their community to gain success. And I feel like Black people should do the same thing. We should take the blueprint from them and move forward. That's all he had to say. This dude spent 3 hours and 25 minutes bashing Jewish people. Now, I won't say bashing them, but just going off on Jewish people. And then the same nigga who's talking about how smart he is and how rich he is and how much of a genius he is, talked about the Kardashians kidnapping his kids, but then talking about how he still want to be married to this chick. I don't understand this nigga, man. I don't understand.
It was so all over the place.
Like, he just doesn't make sense. And then he started with the George Floyd thing. And this is what just doesn't make sense. Because it's like, bro, you got played, man. And it's okay. Because he's sitting there talking about, I spent $150 million doing this, and I spent $150 million doing this. Nigga, you made Candace Owens $150 million richer to look stupid. All right. Niggas don't like you. They don't care about you. But you one of the niggas who think you're so smart and above everybody else that you're so easy to play. Now, I don't know if he is like I don't know what his mental situation is. I really don't. And I'm starting to feel less and less sorry for him as time goes on, because it's just like, yo, you're doing it to yourself, man. I'm kind of just getting tired of it. Because you're sitting here talking about, he's like, you know, they weren't really, his knee wasn't really on his neck. All right, nigga. So we didn't watch the same video?
And neither did the medical examiner.
And his peers. And Chauvin's peers.
Yeah, like, and it's just like, he's like, it's in the documentary.
Peers came forward. The other police came forward and was just like, nah, man, I'm not co-signing this. You was wrong, Chauvin.
Yeah,
like, it makes no sense. It's in the documentary. Nigga, I didn't need to see the documentary to see that. No, watch the documentary. It's in the documentary. You know what I'm saying? He died from fentanyl. All right. Since you're so smart, you clearly didn't watch the trial, because that fentanyl thing was thrown out. All right. They found 11, not even grams, nanograms worth of fentanyl in this dude's system. 11. The toxic amount of fentanyl in the human body is 2 milligrams. All right. So 11 nanograms is 0.00011. Not enough to kill somebody. You know what will kill somebody? If you handcuff them and put your knee on their neck while they're laying on the ground.
That will kill him.
That'll kill somebody.
8 minutes and 46 seconds. Yep.
Got played. You got played. Candace Parker, one, married to a white dude.
Owens.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad, Candace Parker. Candace Owens, married to a white dude. All right.
I know, yes, let's apologize, Candace Parker.
Candace Parker is married to a white woman too, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But we love Candace Parker. Anyways, so this chick's married to a white dude. This dude's business or his company's failing. So it's very easy. Look, let's just go run around with Kanye West, and I'll just wear the stupid ass shirt that he wants us to wear. And then he'll do something impulsive, like give us $150 million to buy a failing social network. Like, I just don't understand the logic that this nigga has. Watching this documentary and thinking you were going to get, like, watching this documentary and thinking that this wasn't going to be against George Floyd is like watching Surviving R. Kelly and thinking you were going to learn something great about it. Like, it's just, there was no reason, like, you did not.
Going to change my mind about R. Kelly.
Like, no. We knew what we were getting when we were about to watch this. This has made no sense. And then they keep talking, and then he was going off on Black Lives Matter. Look, man, nobody cares about the Black Lives Matter Foundation. I don't care about them chicks. I don't care about the white dude who gave them all the money. I don't care about none about what they doing. It's the statement that Black Lives Matter that actually matters. Nobody cares about that whack ass foundation. It means nothing. Now, I'm not gonna lie. They've done some good things by bringing a lot of stuff to light.
Yes.
But I'm not really with it. All right, I'm not really with it. I'm with the Black Lives Matter statement. You know what I'm saying? The statement that applies to people who had to fight for civil, just the bare minimum.
With
Civil
the movement, period.
Yes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I just don't understand what this dude is talking about. Like, I don't know. And then the thing that was weird, like, and shout out to DJEFN, because he was the only one willing to actually check him on the stuff he was saying.
Shout out DJEFN, because he was still in his right mind. Because I couldn't even take Noey serious because he was slurring his words at the end. Because he was trying to combat him. He was like, but what about?
He was drunk.
I can't take you. I mean, I know it's Drink Champs, Noey. You my dude and everything. But come on, like
you can't sit around and drink for 3.5 hours and think that this is gonna go well.
And then
after he says what he said about George Floyd, I would make sure that I was in a right state of mind.
Especially
I went to my water and threw it on my face on camera. Like,
wait a minute.
It made no sense. Like, he's sitting here talking about, yo, F Diddy and this, then, and the third. Then why are you on the nigga network?
But exactly. And then in the end,
all of them. He was just like, none of them can't touch it, and none of them going to do nothing to me. All of these want to be hard niggas.
But
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what happened in the first 20 minutes of that whole interview because I didn't understand anything that nigga was talking about. Like the first 30 minutes, I kept having to go back and I was just like,
rewind. I thought it was just me.
He was talking about white folks and then Diddy and all the other people, and I was just like, is this nigga not answering the questions? Because I'm confused.
But I thought maybe I missed something, so I was like, let me go back.
Nah, and the worst part about it is if you look in the live chat or just the comments or whatever, this is why people can't, this is why people stay the way they are. Because all these fan niggas and these idiots in the comments are sitting there talking about, yo, Jesus, this is what I'm talking about. This is why he needs a platform. Nigga, just because he's saying stuff that you don't understand, don't make it smart.
Right.
Like, it makes no sense. Like, the whole purpose of this stupid, like, I don't know if y'all watched this documentary. Like, this documentary
I'm not watching. I'm not giving Candace Owens.
What, Candace Owens' documentary?
Yeah, like, this joint was like,
I refuse.
The one thing that I've learned about, like, slick people is the way they shame people is by using objectivity. So she'll start out the documentary talking about George, like, we're gonna go talk to the people who knew him, and they'll talk about, oh, George Floyd used to read his Bible every day, and he was a God-fearing man, and he was this, and he was great. And they qualify what's coming next by giving you all the superlatives and saying all this great stuff, and then they turn around like, well, this nigga went to jail for cocaine twice, and he went to jail for armed robbery one time, and this, that, and everything else. And it's just like, that's fantastic, and I'm glad that you feel that way. All right, that doesn't mean he deserved to be murdered. That's what I'm calling. Right. All right, that's just not what it is. You know what I'm saying? Running around here trying to prove whatever point that you sitting there talking about, oh, Black Lives Matter, and everybody's trying to make money off of George Floyd. Then, nigga, why did you put this documentary out? Because I'm sure this wasn't for free. You got $150 million out of it. So you sitting there talking about how everybody's making money off of George Floyd, but you ain't no different than anybody else.
And then here go Ye and his Hucklebuck and Jim self going giving it free promo on Drink Champs.
I just don't understand it.
But
then people straight to find it or Google it or download it, however you can watch it.
But she's the same chick who, when she was disrespected by some white people, she called the NAACP
and sued the Connecticut town.
So it's just like, what happened?
She be trying to play both sides.
That's when you got your nigga wake up call. Like, she got a nigga.
Yo, Candace Owens is the chick from Django talking about, hi, Big Daddy. That's who Candace Owens is. All right.
Well, like, I don't know what you mean then, Big Daddy.
Like,
this is the big house. We call it the big house because it's big.
Yeah, like, she's so, like, she's brilliant, yo, and it's just annoying. It's just like, yo, what are you, Like, what are you doing? You are
She's
a
a
puppet
brilliant
for
idiot.
white people. Because then they talked about people like, yo, everybody knows looting is bad. You shouldn't loot. But sometimes people don't know what else to do to get your attention. Like,
Right.
just as bad as looting's bad, burning crosses on people's front lawns is bad,
Lawns is bad.
burning their houses down is bad, hanging
Thank
black
you.
folks from trees is bad.
From
Yeah.
Like,
trees is bad. Like,
look,
come on. Like,
I'm at this
one
point,
thing,
I'm ready to throw my Yeezys in the trash because I am just so over
the
it.
fact that you are the only one on this platform right now that has a pair of Yeezys.
You should do it right now on camera.
And I ain't buying from the store. My man bought them from the store, and then I bought them from him.
So
That'll make
listen,
a difference. Let's do a symbolism thing right now. Go get the Yeezys and the garbage.
a Yeezy burning
ceremony.
ceremony.
I said I want to throw them in the trash, but I still got to think about it. Them joints is $300.
Oh.
Sure. Let me tell you something. He kept likening himself to Moses.
Yes.
On the Drink Champs interview.
Yes.
Kept likening himself to Moses. And when people do that, and it just shows me, because he doesn't read, it's kind of hard. And I know I will always joke, be like, I don't read. I read. When you don't read, or read, like Martin said, go through the pages of a book. When you don't go through the pages of a book and you keep on likening yourself to Moses, you want to go about Moses. Moses never reached the promised land. Ever. He literally lived and died going around and around in the wilderness. Because you were so wrapped up into yourself and into your emotions. God told you what to do, and you got mad. You got into your feelings. Can I preach like I please? You got into your feelings, and then you just ended up going in circles.
Yeah.
And you never once reached the land of milk and honey until Joshua came along. So you want to keep talking about Moses. Moses never reached where he was supposed to go. Because he couldn't get out of here. He couldn't get out of here. He was all up into his feelings. So that's number one, Ye. Number two, you said that the other Moses, Harriet Tubman, never freed the slaves. She just took the slaves from one place and then brought them to another place to work for a different white man. He said that slavery was a choice. He said that he was going to go DEFCON 3 on these Jews.
He spelled it DEFCON, DEATH. And it was like, no, boo-boo, it's DEFCON.
DEFCON.
Not DEFCON.
Yeah. So, and he was saying some things, like Shanah said earlier, that a broken
clock is right at least twice a day.
So, a broken clock is right twice a day. Kisha stupid. So even in his rumblings and stuff about Judaism and Jews, okay, some of the things that he said did have some validity. But nigga, at the end of the day, you still don't read. And I do believe that, because he said that the Jews shut him down and took away 4 of his performances that he was supposed to have at SoFi Stadium. Mm-hmm. And they shut down a lot of the stuff that he was supposed to be doing because of the stuff that he said about Jewish people. How could I be anti-Semitic and I'm a Semite, and how Jamie Lee Curtis said that his kids should be taken away. And if Jamie Lee Curtis did say that, you know what, Jamie Lee Curtis, that was uncalled for. However, as soon as people say stuff about Jews, they did not show his stuff on the shop. They Trump said, "Oh yeah, this nigga's crazy."
He did. Trump said he was crazy.
Agent Orange said, "Oh yeah, this nigga's crazy." How the crazy man, diabolical David
Don
himself said, "Oh, this nigga's crazy."
Mm-hmm.
And then nobody, every Fox News started disowning him. But everything that he has done and said against us, we still give him a platform. You understand what I'm saying? He said stuff to dishonor what they feel is dishonoring Jews. Canceled. You're not getting any play on our network. You're not getting any shine on us. But us, oh well, that's my man's. I gotta hear what he has to say. He's been good to me. You know,
come
slavery is
home,
a choice.
you know.
Harriet Tubman ain't free nobody. White lives matter.
George
How
Floyd.
many things are you going to say and do? And we're just gonna be like, oh yeah, that's my man's. That's just Ye. Ye's a genius. He did Sunday service. He did.
But wait, he spent the whole show saying F Diddy, F Diddy. And then he plays a clip from Farrakhan who's trying to get him and Diddy to squash the beef. So it's just like, but you spend the whole video talking about F Diddy.
And for that paper, look how low we'll stoop. Like he said, and even if you in a binge, you still a nigga in a coupe. That's the Kanye that has some sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who this nigga is. He done pissed me all the way off. Like,
we was silent when they kidnapped his kid.
Nigga, he called Pete Davidson a heron. Pete Davidson hooked on heron, and he said he a Satan worshiper. What he called it a heron addict. Like
It doesn't even matter. Like, bro, you mess with the Kardashians. Like, what you expect?
What yourself? You lay down with the Antichrist, not us.
Like, they turned a gold medalist. They turned Lamar Odom into a crackhead. Like, come on, man.
Well,
They done flipped Kanye
Kanye
West. Like, come on, man. Like, what are you
on
doing?
the street corner luncheon.
Now they got Kanye blinking twice.
You know they say everything you touch turn to gold. Not them.
No. Everything they touch turn old. Like I don't know.
Somebody need to click the teacup with the spoon for Get Out.
Oh yeah.
But you see that picture with Kanye, Candace, Ray J talk about now he wanna commit suicide. Like,
there's a such thing as spirits that transfer. You got to be careful who you hang around with.
You ever saw that movie Fallen?
Just saying.
Oh yeah. That was the one with Denzel Washington, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who that?
And okay, so one thing I forgot he said was all these real niggas out here, y'all got 1 week them to try and kill me if y'all some real niggas. And I'm just like, wait, what? What are you saying? Like I'm just like, what? Huh?
Yeah, he definitely spent like an hour, like,
right?
sending out his own
Death sentence.
That's yeah. How you threaten yourself?
Like,
how you send out your...
I'm just like, wait.
Because to me, it just didn't make sense. Because he just kept saying like, yo, they can't do nothing to me, and they can't do nothing to me, and I'm and in my mind, I was just like, yo, you sitting at a table at Drink Champs right now, like anybody in that room could get to you if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If they felt that way towards you, like you talking like it's like you untouchable.
You remember, in the black church, whenever you speak in tongues, like everybody just be quiet, and then somebody comes after and then interprets.
Yeah.
That's like what we need. That's what we needed.
Interpret Kanye.
Yeah, because he clearly is speaking in an unknown tongue.
Yeah, it's called stupidity.
mean, we'll see now where this will go after this, because now, you know, folks are starting to say, all right, yeah, no, we gotta pull this. So, like, he's
well, his peers have, a lot of his peers have come out. Like, I know Yasin Bey had come out with a shirt that was the antithesis of the White Lives Matter shirt, and he blacked out. And some people was too lightheaded to understand that he would blacked out the V.
Right.
And it was White Lives Matter.
Right. Yeah.
They didn't understand that. But Talib Kweli.
But he did say he don't have no more black celebrity friends. He did say that. He said he lost all of his celebrity friends.
He needs to be committed. But the problem is he has too much money to be committed.
He thinks he's too smart to be committed.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga's mad arrogant.
He's cold.
Oh my God.
He's cold.
And he just thinks like, I don't know, he living a rich nigga life. In his words, like that's what matters to him. He can buy all his women's cars and houses and
I did see that.
all that extra stuff. So he on his own thing.
But you would think, like, after he got into that heated exchange with my man Van Lathan on TMZ, when he said what he said about slavery being a choice, and Van lit into his ass, you would think that he would have used that as, okay, bruh, you clearly know about this stuff, you know, and no shade, Keish, but I believe that Kanye has the only child syndrome.
Okay.
She's like,
You know.
Yeah, I was waiting for where you were going.
You know, but Keish don't have that because
Right.
you know she grew up with actual cousins that's like siblings.
Right.
So she don't have that problem. But he got that selfish only child syndrome, like he don't want it. No. So instead of trying to get help or trying to get somebody that knows what they're talking about, you would rather cling to the dum-dum of the group. You would rather cling to Candace Owens. And even though Candace is a dimwit, she's still a black woman, remember? Mm-hmm. And you know how much power we have. Mm-hmm. And even in her dumbosity, she still has power over this dude. Mm-hmm. But he could have went to Van and been like, Van, you schooled me on live TV. or on public or national TV, international TV. I would love for you to just sit down with me and like can we talk?
He's cool with Talib and Mose and Dave.
And he's cool with everybody that got knowledge.
Yeah.
But
that got at least a history book. Got one history book.
But he don't talk to them.
Everybody from Dave Chappelle's Block Party. He cool with everybody. Yeah. All of them read at least one history book. At least one.
Didn't he go on like a little retreat with Dave Chappelle? Like, didn't they have him come?
Hey, to Wyoming.
Yeah.
Dave went to check on him after that, after he quote unquote, like he said that it was the Jews that said that he snapped. And that all these other people went into treatment centers or went into therapy, but nobody else story came out. But they put his stuff out into the media and they spun his story, you know. And some of that I can't believe. But certain things, Kanye, the media ain't spin. You went to White House. You wore the MAGA hat. You hugged this nigga Trump and was just like, I love this guy. You did that.
Oh, he was bigging Trump up something crazy on Drink Champs. Yo, like,
oh yes.
He's like, yo, so what are you gonna do if you have to run against Trump? And he was just like, yo, you just ask my man, but you know, I'm just sitting there like, I don't understand. And he was just like, to me, I was just like, yo, I don't get it. What is it, a billionaire thing? Like, nigga, Trump was a billionaire before he ever earned anything. Like, he inherited that. So I don't understand. Like, y'all niggas ain't got nothing in common. But I just like
God,
the
they
whole
like
damn
white women and chicken.
Or pork and white women?
Pork and white women.
Like, I don't understand him because it's like, he talked about the Van Lathan thing briefly in TMZ, but in his mind, I feel like he thinks when stuff like that happens, he's pushing something like some education or some message forward. And it's like, nah, that's just somebody telling you you're wrong. Like there's nothing really coming from this. Like, that's just a personal lesson for you. Like, you're supposed to take that home and do something with it.
Yeah.
Us normal people know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
we know
that
what
wasn't
talking
for
about.
us. We with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was for you. And to him, it's like, oh, I got everybody on TMZ talking that one day, and it's like this and that, and you know, we over here, and it's just like, nah, son, we not with that. We not with nothing you talking about, son. Like, the way you talking right now makes no sense to me. How you release the gospel album? Like, I'm confused because clearly you're confused.
Like, I feel like Mace. I feel like I'm watching Mace. Like, Mace said he prayed. Mace said he prayed about how he going about dealing with Puff. I don't get it. You know, I just, you know.
Like, how you pray and curse somebody out the same, breath?
But wait, he talked about his love for Trump, but then he said all white people are racist. Even Trump.
Oh yeah, he did say that too.
You remember that? No, he's right.
He's like, it doesn't matter who it is. All white people are racist. Like, and you just, but that's the thing about, I guess, simple people.
That must have been when I fell asleep.
Like, obviously, you know, we like Drink Champs and all that other stuff, but I mean, Nore's not there because he's the smartest person on the planet. He's there because he has relationships with these people. He's funny. You know what I'm saying? And he just seems to have been like everywhere with everybody, like all the time. So, but again, shout out to the DJEFN, because like, why I like what EFN was saying, because he was just like, nah, son, I don't want to hear that. Explain to me what you mean by that. Because all Kanye West was doing is just like, I'm just going to give you a blanket statement.
Right.
And then just we'll run with that. And EFN was just like, nah, bro, if you was on the campaign trail and I asked you what that is, I need you to explain to me what your plan is for your campaign. Like, what do you plan on running on? Like, what are you doing? What's your plan? You keep saying all this stuff, but what are you going to do to fix it? And the nigga ain't have no answers for that.
But then he said, well, he can't say Dummy's running.
But yeah, he wears a 2024 hat.
It's too soon.
Was it ironic that he wore a 2024 hat? Was it ironic that he wore a Confederate flag in the past? Are these ironic situations?
So we're all supposed to come as one and vote for Kanye.
But yet you want us to step in when it comes to decisions you made and who you laid down with to have to make your wife.
He talked
now
about
you want us to step in with the Kardashians?
How if they
step in for what? Niggas still want to be married to this chick.
But remember when he was talking about his daughter Chicago, saying that how if they don't watch her, she gonna end up on a pole. I was just like,
this is what we ain't gonna do. This is what we ain't gonna do. These are the decisions you made. You made the decision to be with this chick after you knew she was with every Tom, Dick, and Harpo in the industry.
He said Harpo. You see Reggie Bush doing Wendy's commercials? Then you want to go back to Wendy's.
You know? And now all of a sudden we got to be involved in your decision making?
He got to stand with him and tell him where.
Like, y'all didn't help me when they kidnapped my
when they kidnapped my kids.
Why are we standing with you when we wasn't laying with you? Nigga, that's your business.
Like, what? Like,
But
what help?
we're supposed to tell him, like, people are supposed to tell him, like, where his kids are.
But listen,
Nah, nigga, I don't know you like that.
when it all falls down, who you gonna call?
Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Hello. Let me tell you something. Kanye, you on mute. You're on mute.
He should have been on
Indefinitely.
mute.
I just don't like him because nigga be using people and then like he says it and then he expects everybody to be cool with it. Like the whole backpack rapper thing. How you steal people's like whole identity, then turn around and it's just like I don't even like the niggas. I just used it because it was effective. Like what?
Yeah, that was whack. That was whack.
And you sitting here running around like, oh, in White Lives Matter shirts and MAGA hats, and it's just like, oh, I'm trying to push the conversation for it. Nigga, you're not pushing no conversation for it. We know White Lives Matter. We know what time it is, bro. Like, you know different from Blue Lives Matter and All Lives Matter. We are well aware of what it all means. But when you run around as a Black person with the kind of influence you clearly have based on these stupid people who I saw in the comments.
In the comments, yeah. They're like yeah.
It's just like,
he's speaking truth.
Like, you running around in a shirt like that, people are looking at you like, oh, this gotta be something. Like, it's Kanye West. He's a genius. Like, I'm done calling him a genius. Nigga's good at music.
Yeah.
Like, he's good at music. And he ain't even really good at that much anymore. So
he's good at sampling.
Yeah.
He's good at sampling music.
After what was the Heartbreak and 808s, it was pretty much downhill from there. Yeah. So like, I'm done with the whole, like, nah, we're not doing that because I can't run around bumping somebody who's on like the, for me, the White Lives Matter shirts, I personally just didn't like it because of his influence and what it actually means. All those people who deny Black Lives Mattering and all that other stuff, it's just like, yo, you giving ammunition to all these people, bro. Like, you're creating the wrong narrative because everybody looks to you because you the house nigga. So all these white people, until you started dissing Jews, were looking to you. But all these Black people still look to you. So they still gonna follow you no matter what. So the influence to me is just, his influence is strong. Why? I personally
have no idea.
I don't understand why everybody's so attached to him. Because he was just like, yo, when I run and I got Jay-Z and Beyonce with me, how am I gonna lose? And I thought about that and I was just like, if this nigga really does run with Jay-Z and Beyonce supporting him, he's not going to lose.
But do we really believe that J and B are gonna
He's like, no,
he believes it.
Listen, I told Shanah earlier that Uncle Barry had it correct years ago when he called Kanye a jackass. He called Kanye a jackass way before. And we were just like, Uncle Barry, that's not nice. And then him and Kanye was just like, I don't like Barack Obama, you know, because he's so. But and nobody knew that they was taping Barack calling him a jackass.
Oh, because he definitely was, because they were like, yo, Barack is Black, and he was like, nah, he ain't Black, he's from Hawaii, or his mom is white. He said he made a small like slick comment in there about him, and it was like, all right, bro, like your name is Kanye Kardashian. Let's be easy on the slander,
on the Kanye slander. I mean, on the Barack slander.
Because he was in there like, you're my daddies. You know, when I listen to my daddies, and Nore's on there like, who's your daddies? He's like, my dad and God. And it was just like, oh, okay. It's like, we're just gonna keep moving past that. But no doubt, yo, Nick can do whatever he wants. I'm off that train.
Yes, we are. We're off the train. We're off the Ye train. The Ye train.
I don't think I was ever on that train.
Pun to the A train.
I was never a Kanye fan.
The Ye train. I was back when it all falls down.
Yeah, the music was nice.
I enjoy his music. And I had mentioned in one of the shows about the Netflix special, the 3-part documentary. The first 2 parts were dynamic. The third part showed you when he started going into his his episodes with his bipolar.
Which he says that he didn't authorize that one.
Okay. But I was really amazed at how he came from nothing and the steps he had to go through to get there. So I was really I enjoyed the documentary. But
yeah, it was a good documentary.
Huh?
It was a good documentary.
Yeah.
But now, like I said, he just needs to be on mute.
He needs help. He needs sincere, severe help.
Yo, he the most blamingest nigga on the planet. This nigga blame everybody for everything, man. Like, good Lord, bro. Like, that nigga has no accountability whatsoever. This nigga blames everybody.
He blamed the Kardashians. He blamed everybody in that interview.
It's like, nigga, I'm one of 8 billion Instagram users. It's my fault your kid got kidnapped, right? not you and the family and whatever's going on. It's everybody else's fault. We didn't help. All right. You got all that money to buy all these people houses and boats and give away $150 million. You couldn't hire some Secret Service niggas to go get your kids? Nigga talking about, oh, I told them to Google it. Like, what? Oh, they asked me where Drake lives. I said, Google it. Well, nigga, like, like, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Logically, it didn't make sense. It was all over the place. Nigga thinks he's, like, I guess nigga's a narcissist. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Well, I think we established that long time ago. But he stay in the company of Candace. So if you gonna go and buy this old Parler and get got, Candace saw you coming a mile away and was just like, got him.
I guarantee you'll never see her with him again. Like, she got what she needed. She's done with him.
Mm-hmm.
She'll slowly but surely
until she needs something else.
Detach those strings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blade him. But I mean, he's living a rich nigga life. He's got $150 million to throw away, according to him. So it don't mean nothing to him.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if that nigga ended up broke at some point in time down the line, because the way he was talking, it just seemed like he just be doing it.
And guess what? He won't look no different broke than he do right now.
You like a hot
that nigga. I'd be like, so I just want to say without equivocations, because I don't think that we really hammered it home in when we were saying it, that George Floyd died by George Floyd was murdered by asphyxiation from the knee to his neck. Mm-hmm. Not by fentanyl, not by any drug-related induction, none of that. He died. He was murdered by Derek Chauvin and the neglect of the other cops that also got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And the subsequent trial that Derek Chauvin and the other officers had to go through proved that. Now, we don't say that the justice system in America is the greatest, but let me tell you something. When Derek Chauvin's superiors and his comrades came forward and was just like, snitch on him.
They denied him like Peter did Jesus.
Let me tell you something. They all came forward and was just like, he wasn't that wasn't the training. That ain't had nothing to do with what we was trained. He was rogue. He was a rogue cop, and that was not something that he was supposed to be doing. He was wrong, and he killed that man. So Kanye and Candace Owen can suck and eat.
It was a fighting word.
But you're absolutely right.
I mean, Kanye married a woman that actually did it for the world to see and got paid for it.
And then told everybody else to get up off your ass and go work.
You just work hard. You gotta work hard. You gotta.
He was a self-made billionaire. I don't understand.
Y'all better all be like this to Ray J every time you go.
You robbed Brandy. Do you not? Let's not forget about the fact that they robbed Brandy and Miss Sonia sued their asses. Let's not forget
West
that part.
is about to get sued too, if I'm not mistaken. I think they said George Floyd family is looking into
George
suing.
Floyd family is contemplating a lawsuit because of the fact that he went up there and he said that. And if they did, all praises be.
Yes.
Because they just sued the one dude who kept saying all that stuff about Sandy Hook being fake and all that other stuff.
Alex Jones.
You gotta pay like
$365 million.
Oh,
well, Kanye got it. I'm going for $500 million on Kanye.
He got it. He got it for Parler. Have it for the George Floyd family. Since you so down with the documentary, you know all about his family and stuff. You know all about the the particulars about his murder.
No,
he doesn't. You know why he?
I don't think he.
Oh my God, he's a weirdo.
Watched the trial, like Noey said, like I don't think he saw the actual, like the video.
I watched the trial.
I don't think he did.
Because his reference for everything was it's in the documentary. Of course it's in. Like, obviously, nigga, like Candace Owens is the one that made the documentary. We know where this is going. Like, we know Derek Chauvin is not guilty in her documentary. All right, like
he's not because George died of fentanyl.
It's like, oh, his knee wasn't on his neck that much. Oh, okay.
That is but we're not even going back there. But we just want to say equivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, we saw the video. And there's a little girl that actually was there when George was murdered. She actually came out with a book on his birthday. And it's a little black girl. She came out with a book, like a children's book.
Yeah.
For George Floyd. You know, she did suffer trauma, you know, but this was like her, you know, her healing process. So yeah.
I think their thing is too, they're mad because George Floyd, I don't want to say got a lot of love, but her whole thing in the documentary is, and I think Kanye mentioned it on Drink Champs too, was like, he's not a martyr. He's not a martyr. He didn't.
That's what all of the conservative right wing talking
and
points
it's
are.
Like,
he's not a martyr.
Right, man, he's not a okay. And like he doesn't like. What's your point? You still killed them on camera,
right?
And at a point where people just had enough. Whether you feel like he's a martyr or not, I don't care if the nigga went to jail for cocaine or did whatever, or if he read the Bible every day. Nobody deserves that. It doesn't matter.
Period.
Like, it just, I don't understand why that's the argument. Like, he's not a martyr. All right, well, nigga, you want to die for something?
Exactly. The police officer's job is not to be the judge, jury, and executioner. That is not their job.
Like, I'm sure when he went to the corner store, he planned on going back home.
Right.